Did the Moco team make a mistake with their latest KPI reveal? Well, we're going to be taking a look inside today's video and discussing it all. So the Moco team revealed KPI number 5 for their game they are working incredibly hard on. And it caused a bit of a stir, it's caused a bit of controversy inside the Moco community and all the players waiting to play Moco indeed. So we've got the KPI up here on Reddit. There is a lot of information to get through, but don't worry, I'm not going to read this all word for word. I have summarized the key points in a separate note so we can discuss their nice little animation. But it was a hefty KPI. It was a big KPI. The team, like I said, the team are hard at work and they're doing a lot for the game. When will we get the game? I don't know. I hope before Christmas because I'm so dying to play this game. But what was causing the controversy is the big question. So let's take a look and sum up this KPI and what it entailed. Like I said, I have summed the article up just to break it down. The main points of the KPI was the article announces a major update to the game where the need to collect various materials for gear upgrades is removed. Instead, players will now collect chaos ores dropped by chaos monsters, which randomly upgrade gear without the grind of gathering specific resources. This simplifies the upgrade process, eliminates the game's previous printer mechanic, and reduces the time-consuming resource grind. The update also shifts the game's monetization model away from pay to progress, focusing on cosmetic-like outfits. The development team believes this change will make the game more fun, accessible, and balanced for all players. So the concern from the community, basically following that KPI feedback, is that they actually like grinding for certain materials to upgrade a specific weapon. You know, back in the day, I played many years of World of Warcraft, and that was the way they done it back then. I did like doing that myself. I didn't see it as a tedious task because I knew what the end goal was going to be. I'll grind these out, then I can upgrade this weapon that I want to upgrade, or a bit of armor, or whatever that may be. You know what you're going to get at the end of it. And it was interesting inside this KPI that the people, i.e. creators that did play test Moco in the alpha test, they were saying that the randomization was liked by the people, and this is kind of baffling for me. I don't mind a little bit of randomization, a little bit of randomness, but when it's things like this, I would have thought the higher percentage of player base wouldn't have liked it. But it was interesting to read that apparently, by all accounts, they did like the randomness. So the community's up in arms a bit about taking this feature and replacing it with the chaos cores, because the problem is there's a lot of weapons inside the Moco. If you want to play with a specific weapon and you want to upgrade it, you could have went out and farmed for the materials to upgrade it and stuff. But now it's all random, so the chaos cores might be dropped for a different weapon that you're not using or don't want to use, or if you want to go for a certain build and stuff. Like I say, I didn't play Moco in the early alpha test. I was tied up with Clash Mini, so I haven't played it the way it was. So this is one of the good reasons of not playing at alpha test, because I'm none the wiser. And the game does roll out in beta and we all can play it, that I won't know what it used to be like. From the outside looking in, I do like the thought of grinding for materials to upgrade a certain weapon, because the randomizations that is gone there. I know what I'm going to do. I've got to collect these resources. I know what the end goal is going to be. It's going to be upgrade for this weapon I like using. So following this first KPI, that's what the uproar was about, that you couldn't farm the materials for the weapon you wanted. It was dropped from a chaos core, which was random for a weapon that you might not be using. So that was the overview of it. But like I said, I touched in the notes there that they are going to be removing the pay to progress aspect in the game. They're solely focusing on monetizing the game through skins. Great, this is awesome for the free-to-play player. The pay-to-win isn't going to get an advantage inside of Moco, as we understand it from the latest KPI. It's a big ask, I think, to monetize a game through skins alone. I am a big skin collector. I do like having skins. I do like applying them in-game. I was like that with Fortnite. I was like that with Clash Mini. I've always been like that. I like collecting the skins, but for everyone to buy a skin and apply it in the game, earning the money that way, it's a big ask, because people who haven't got a lot of money, or people who aren't that bothered about skins, they don't need to buy them to get any advantage inside of the game. I don't know if that's going to be a smart monetization method from the Moco team. I hope it is. I really hope it is. I hope, like, it is all cosmetic based, and that's how the team earns the money through that way, monetizing the game that way. But I'm not sure it's going to meet the benchmarks of what they need to make for the game. But I hope I am wrong. I hope I am wrong, because like you say, it's great for the free-to-play players. So that was the sum it up from KPI number 5. Removing the grinding for the materials for weapons, introducing chaos cores. They are removing the pay-to-progress aspect of the game and monetizing the game through cosmetics. So following this KPI, we had an awesome reply from a user called Pyro Phoenix on Reddit. Great bit of feedback, absolutely fantastic. Went through all the KPI, listed things down, give feedback to the team, which the team absolutely love. The Supercell team loves hearing feedback, constructive feedback on things inside the game. I know they really do enjoy it. So let's dive in and take a look at this post from Pyro Phoenix. So here we are on Reddit looking at this post from Pyro Phoenix, and you can see it's a really long post, and they are covering things in great detail, explain it really well. It was, like I say, it was an awesome bit of feedback, but again, I have sort of summed this up in a way so it's not as long as that. So we'll go through that now. So number one was randomization versus player agency. The new system where chaos cores randomly upgrade gear diminishes player control. The author argues that players should have more choice in selecting upgrades rather than relying on random drops, which could require excessive grinding. Randomization should be an occasional bonus, not the primary mechanic. The number two was loss of farming and resource management. Removing materials from the game undermines the core grind loop typical of Monster Hunter style MMO games. The previous system encouraged setting goals, hunting specific monsters for materials, and rewarding efforts with tangible progress. The new system risks making gameplay feel too simple and less meaningful. The number three was impact on game economy and live operations. The removal of materials is seen as an unnecessary for simplifying the game economy. Players should be allowed to farm and hoard resources. The game can still offer live events and chaos monsters without needing to remove the core material-based upgrade system. Number four touched on monetization. And monetization, the author supports the focus of cosmetics for monetization, but argues that this shift does not require the removal of materials. Pay to progress can be eliminated while keeping the material-based gameplay intact, which is true. Number five, content play time and fairness. The new system risks reducing incentive to explore different worlds and revisit old content. The randomness could also create disparities, making it harder for new players to catch up or follow specific builds. The old system encourages unintentional teamwork by encouraging advanced players to visit lower-level areas, which would be lost in the new meta. In essence, the article calls for a balance between random upgrades and player agency, with a preference for keeping the traditional material-based farming system to maintain depth, player choice, and meaningful progression. Great feedback from Pyro there. I've just summed it up with the main points. If you want to go and have a little read yourself of it in more detail, feel free to do so. So he basically covered my initial thoughts from the KPI when it was posted, and covered it in a great way. But following this post, and I guess a bit of uproar from the community, the Supercell team, the Moco team, did post another post addressing some concerns and questions we did have. So let's take a look at that one. So here's the post from the Moco team addressing your feedback from KPI number 5. Again, a lengthy post, and they did shout out Pyro Phoenix here, which was nice to see. Like I say, they are reading feedback and they are great at responding and taking it on board. But to sum this post up, I'm not going to read it out, we have got a summarization of that post, and it goes as follows. The article provides an update on recent changes to the game Moco and response to community feedback. The development team acknowledge concerns about the player agency and repeatability with the new randomized meta, but emphasizes that these changes were made after extensive internal discussions and playtesting. They are gathering feedback from playtests within Supercell and the community, aiming to balance randomness with more control for players, such as through gear chests. The goal is to make the game more accessible and engaging for a wide audience. The team is open to reverting changes if needed, but they are focused on refining the new system to ensure the best version of the game is released. So they touched on the gear chest there, and I think the gear chest was like you can select a weapon upgrade out of it if you do get one through collecting the chaos cores. So that was sort of eliminating the randomization a bit. I think you open, the way I could work it out was you open a chaos chest and then you get a choice of selecting which weapon you want to upgrade with their gears. So they are eliminating the randomness a little bit with that, but it does seem like they are dedicated on doing it this way. I mean, like I say, I didn't play it the way it was in the alpha testing when everyone could play, so I'm none the wiser. But I'm always one for trying something out. If it doesn't work, change it. It might be better. We're all just giving opinions here based on what we know and what we've read, which is good to do so. It looks like they're dedicated on going forward with what they stated in their KPI with these chaos cores and stuff. Like I say, we can only try it and hope that it is good and it is much better. So that is the latest news and info surrounding the latest KPI from the Moco team. If you do like this type of video, consider subscribing. If you did enjoy this one and found it somewhat helpful, consider dropping me a like. And we'll catch you in the next Supercell news video.